Let me recognize the presence of the Deputy Prime Minister, the presence of Minister Stevenson, responsible for cooperatives, among other things, other members of Cabinet and Parliament, our Lord Bishop of the Windward Islands, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Ms. Arnhim Eustace, who will be speaking a little later, and all those persons who are here present. In particular, I want to recognize the presence of the young cooperators I see in front of us here, who will carry the future of this operation in cooperatives in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is really pleasing to see young people involved in this exercise, which has been going on in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for many years without the proper recognition. Today, we hear that we have between 55 and 60,000 members of these organizations here in St. Vincent and Grenadines. And as the minister indicated, that is more than half of our population. And therefore, it indicates that the depth of the cooperative movement extends far beyond our adult population. And that is important for the future of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Many people don't know that the cooperative movement here has some $305 million in assets. So we're not really talking in many instances of small business. We're talking about big business. And when we talk of big business, we're also talking about the impact of their performance on our economy, the impact of their performance on the financial state of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Because if you don't know that, you may look at the financial architecture in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and assume it's all banks or it's government finances. But here we have institutions which are not for profit. They are people-oriented, people-run institutions involved in our social and economic well-being. Banks and so forth operate on the basis simply of profit. These institutions operate for people. But like so many other things in our society today, we do have some problems, both national and international, in terms of finance and the financial infrastructure of our country. And the cooperatives are not immune or exempt from some of the difficulties that we face. For instance, all of us know that some of our credit unions have been affected by British American CLICO and the problems with that institution, and they are dealing with that. But most importantly, because of the fact that the whole financial system in this world is under threat because of the serious economic problems being faced, more and more you hear calls for the cooperative movement to be regulated. I take regulation to mean here not control, but regulation. Because being so large in terms of the assets, what you own as cooperatives, you can have by yourself an impact on the economy of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which can be positive or it can be negative. And therefore, the importance of legislation which deals with regulation, and legislation, as we're going to have in Parliament next Tuesday, which is aimed at strengthening the cooperative movement, I believe that we are going in the right direction. I believe that our country, more so particularly our people, will benefit from the new regulatory framework and also from the new legislation that will have its first reading in Parliament next Tuesday. You know, this is a sector not very well known as it should be in terms of the kind of publicity you get. But its importance is very significant to lives of ordinary people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Many of these people do not have the access to other financial institutions, including banks. And given the people orientation of the cooperative movement, you can see that a particular role has been carved out for these institutions, which will contribute to the development, not of all they have, but in particular for those who have not. And for me, that is one of the most significant aspects of the cooperative movement in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I want to encourage all those persons who today play an active role in these organizations to continue your good work, because you work for the benefit of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And long may your institutions last. Again, my sincerest congratulations, and I look forward to the rest of the program. Thank you very much.